All I can say is the life of a beekeeper is very eventful. It's never the same anytime, any day. I have no idea what prompted me to go outside. I was inside cleaning and kind of decluttering and whatever. And I don't know if I went to see something in the garage or what, but when I looked outside, I literally saw, it was like literally a scene out of Winnie the Pooh, like where I literally saw a whole formation of bees like circling in the air, like high above the hive. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my bees are swarming. Like, what? So I come outside and I literally have a moment of freaking out. And then I rush to get my bee suit on. And then I'm calling Brian because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to handle this on my own. So he was at work, but thankfully able to come home. But in the meantime, I was handling it all on my own and I had no idea what I was doing. Being a newbie beekeeper, obviously, I've read about swarming and how to prevent swarming, but in the case of swarming, all I can say is it was a rush. So before Brian came home, I put my beekeeper suit on, and then I felt like I had no time whatsoever to get the smoker going and get them calmed down, because in that kind of instance, I mean, they're not going to calm down. I mean, they're already really angry and upset, obviously. The question is, what was it that was prompting them to be that upset? So a couple of things that could have happened. I recently went on a family vacation, and so me and Brian usually always do the inspections together. And so yesterday or the day before I got home, and I told Brian, I think we're going to probably need to do an inspection soon. But yesterday was his birthday. Shout out to Brian. And he was kind of tired from work and stuff, so we ended up not doing it. So counting down the days since our last inspection, it had been 9 days. And you're supposed to do it every 7 or so days to prevent any sort of other queens hatching, because then you don't want to have 2 queens going on at the same time. So it could have been that. When I started going into the hive on my own before Brian came, I wish I had gotten a video of that, because it seriously was unbelievable, like something that I will have in my dreams for many days to come, or more like nightmares, because it was a nightmare. I love my girls, but that was a living nightmare. So literally, I went into the hive and they were literally all like, ooh, like all up in the air. And some of them started to go towards the tree, so that's when I knew that they were definitely swarming. There's a high up tree like on the perimeter of our property, and so I started going to the hive because I felt like I needed to try to find the queen, because if I could catch the queen, if they ended up swarming to that tree, I could lead them back to the hive. And by that time, Brian came home and he got his suit on, and so we started doing our thorough inspection. And looking in the hive, there were several queen cells. A couple of them actually had like almost completely formed queen bees. So I don't know if that's what upset them, but we got rid of those. And there were no swarm cells. There was no emergency queen cells. There was none of that. So we don't know exactly what happened. And swarming is a natural part, apparently, of beekeeping, but let's just say I hope that only happens like maybe once every 3 months, because that was absolutely terrifying. I thought I was going to lose my little girls, and I was so upset. There was a moment where, okay, so Brian and I, difference between me and him is he remains calm under pressure. I think I have my family Gromacki trait of semi-freaking out in those types of situations. So thankfully he stayed calm, but in the meantime, like I had a moment where like I started tearing up. I'm like, I don't want to lose my girls. So we did our inspection, got rid of those things. We're thinking now that it wasn't necessarily a queen issue. We're thinking it was a space issue. So we've been contemplating how we probably need to have 2 deep as far as our brood boxes. Right now we only have 1 deep of a box. And so with them multiplying on a daily basis and her laying eggs and then them hatching and by the height of the summer, they could get up to 60,000 bees. We need more space, and I think that's why they're upset. So we're gonna go to the store, or we're gonna order it online and hopefully get another brood box. But that was today. Very, very eventful. So, like I said, once in a lifetime type of thing that I've never experienced in my whole life, and I hope I only have to experience on a very rare occasion. But seriously, like a Winnie the Pooh scene. Like, imagine them chasing, but not chasing. They were up in the sky, rotating like a tornado, and you could hear them. They were, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that's today's story of the beekeeping life.